wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Here we go. Welcome to the Wednesday KVJ Show. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, we are still here. We're alive. It's all good.
I am so tired. I stayed up way too late.
You did, hon.
I was actually trying to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like when I was getting so tired, Chewy would start barking. Some douche started playing music really loud at the townhouse a couple down from me. Very loud.
Oh, some clown town by me set off fireworks at 2:30 a.m. and I was like,
Not cool.
I'm gonna kill you.
Come on now.
I had just finally fallen asleep, and it sounded like they were playing heavy metal / revving a motorcycle.
Oh, there you go.
I was like, dude, no.
Yeah, people were ginned up, and normally Tequesta ain't ginned up, so I can only imagine how it was in everybody else's neighborhood.
Was something going on last night?
I don't know what anybody's going to celebrate right now. I mean, there's nothing, no conclusion, right?
We knew this was going to possibly happen, where we weren't going to have a answer.
Yeah. So I don't know what you'd be celebrating exactly right now. Maybe it's
I don't
just
know
your
either.
hope and your belief that your candidate won.
It's possible that people were celebrating maybe if a state came in for their candidate. That's possible.
Maybe
Okay.
they started drinking, hoping that they'd be celebrating their candidate, and when it didn't happen, they're like, screw it, I got all these fireworks, I'm setting them off.
I mean, I look like I just fell asleep in a pile of cactus. Oh my gosh.
You got that puff face.
I got puff face.
Well, we'll see what winds up happening today. It's going to be kind of interesting to see what goes down here with the election. The thing was kind of surprising. Donald Trump did wind up winning Florida. Maybe that's what your people in Tequesta are celebrating, Virginia.
At 2:30 a.m.?
No, he got Florida earlier than that.
Yeah. Well, you got to keep that party going, though. It's not just something where you go off and fire off a couple bottle rockets. You got to celebrate the entire night.
If I find that person, I will take that bottle rocket thing and shove it you know where.
Yeah, I'm kind of on a mission, too, to find out who is revving their motorcycle and playing loud music.
Because obviously, you don't deserve to walk amongst us.
I was
You're
try-
an animal.
I was trying to look out to see what was going on. Just darkness.
Well, the way it stands today, you have two candidates that I think are both very hopeful and like their chances, which is pretty much where we were yesterday. Two candidates that were very hopeful and like their chances.
Nothing's changed.
We should find out some more today, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. We'll
But
see.
They're talking about it could be till Friday, depending on if, how Pennsylvania goes.
It could go longer than that. Who
Oh,
knows?
frickin' Pennsylvania. Get it together.
It's usually freaking Florida.
Yeah, this year it's not Florida. Florida was kind of interesting, though. Florida went to Donald Trump. He won 51 to 47%. He won the Treasure Coast, but Joe Biden picked up Palm Beach, Broward, and Miami-Dade. But the big story was Miami-Dade. Even though Joe Biden won Miami-Dade County, Trump did a lot better than they expected he would there, and they think that those votes that he got in Miami-Dade County are what swung it in his favor for the entire state.
Wow.
Yeah, it just shows again that those pre-polls that they always do, they're wrong a lot with those polls about how things are going to shake down.
If there was any surprise, I think that was it. I think the rest of it kind of panned out the way that they thought. Right now, Joe Biden has 238 electoral votes projected. Trump has 213 projected. You got to get to 270, but you've still got Wisconsin, Michigan, Georgia, Arizona, Pennsylvania. All
Some of
states
them-
are trying to figure out.
Some of them are worth a lot of electoral votes. So.
Yeah, it seems to be down to those 5 states. Once we get word on those, then we will know exactly what is going on.
I didn't see any fighting on Facebook last night.
I didn't even go on.
That
Yeah.
is a facetious statement. That's all I saw.
Really?
Even the people that were trying to bring people together, they were getting trashed. There's always that
Wow.
one meme.
Yeah.
No matter what candidate wins or loses, we're still going to be able to pet our dogs in the morning. We're still going to be able to eat eggs. And then people were just, shut up. People's lives are at stake. Oh, yeah, people are fighting, Kevin.
Okay. Well, we'll break down some of the other stuff that was going on. There were other things other than just President of the United States that were on the ballots that we had yesterday, things that affect your lives. So we'll get to some of that coming up here today on the KVJ Show.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away. Because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, coming up in just a second, the important political conversation continues. Lil Wayne's girlfriend broke up with him because he endorsed President Trump.
Oh, really? Okay. Wow.
Her name is Denise, and she's a Instagram model. And yes, she wrote, "Sometimes love just isn't enough," and broke up with Lil Wayne. So
Okay.
the fallout from the political drama continues, people.
That sounds like a title of a song.
Yeah.
In other news, did you see Chelsea Handler? Boy, she's putting it out there big time.
She does this a lot, though.
I know, but wow, this year I feel like she's stepping it up more.
What did she do now?
She got them vote stickers as pasties, and she's doing a PSA, and
She's done this a bunch of times.
her body looks better than it ever has, and she's older than she's ever been, and a lot of people are like, damn, Chelsea, you get it.
Yeah.
I really wasn't concerned so much with who she was telling me to vote for as how great them tatas look. She hasn't had any kind of a lift to them. I'm looking for a scar, unless she's had some significant
Okay.
scar removal. I mean,
You're saying it's all natural,
the
huh?
girl looks on point.
Okay.
Good for you, Chelsea Handler. And then in other news here, Erica Jane from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills just filed for divorce yesterday. It's a big deal because she's been with Tom Girardi for a long time. They've been together for 20 plus years. So that's a crazy shakeup if you watch the Real Housewives franchise.
Is that the dude that's super old? He's like
Yep.
in his 80s?
He's 81.
Jeez.
She's 49.
Oh, Kev, you set her up for a snore easily. You had her. You could have done it. She answered your question.
Why don't you
Yeah.
pipe down?
Yeah, I oddly enough, I kind of cared for some reason.
Well, she's the one that does the scandalous stage show, and she's got a split personality thing going on.
Okay.
Erica Jane
I don't know anything about all that.
is her onstage persona, and she is dirty and she is fun.
All right.
So I don't know. I guess
She finally got tired of the old guy, huh?
I think she did.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on in your dirt of the day.
All right.
It's time for viral audio.
So hide your kids, hide your wife.
Double rainbow all the way across the sky.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Well, like I said, we have still two optimistic candidates. Same thing we had exactly this time yesterday. He's the winner of the state of Florida, President Trump. Here's his thoughts on the election from last night.
This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
Okay, so he's saying that he is the winner.
That's from one camp, Kevin.
So does that mean Joe Biden is totally down and is about ready to concede?
We feel good about where we are.
Okay.
We really do. I'm here to tell you tonight, we believe we're on track to win this election.
Okay. All right. They can't share it, can they? That's not possible. Cut like the desk in half. You get one side of the Oval Office. I'll take the other. They couldn't work in harmony. It's just two presidents, one office.
I doubt it.
It'd be
Okay.
interesting to see. I think it would not work.
Probably not work. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I guess somebody's got to outright win it.
But when you run for office, you should try to get that going.
Yeah.
Get all the parties involved.
Why not? Why does anybody got to lose? I mean, this is 2020, right? This is what we do. Everybody gets to win, right?
2020, the year of confusion and chaos.
Yeah. Let's keep a couple
Of course,
around.
we shouldn't have a winner.
I had a great spread of food last night just to kind of.
Oh, it's a good reason.
Did
Yeah.
you have your pizza party you were talking about?
I did have some pizza. I had some subs. I really went full gorilla.
Oh.
Yeah. I feel terrible this morning.
She's bloated.
I do not feel good.
Some of the other election stuff that went down, our girl Lois Frankel, she picked up another run. Pretty much all the incumbents in the state of Florida won. Alcee Hastings, Ted Deutsch, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Brian Mast. They all got rehired, basically. Rick Bradshaw, he's back for his 5th term as Palm Beach County Sheriff, and Gregory Toney has been retained as the Broward County Sheriff.
I saw Bradshaw on the old ballot. I could not believe how quick it was to vote.
Yeah, you got in, got out.
It was so quick. Under 10 minutes, man. That included parking, walking up, not having a pen.
You went to the right school?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you Lakes or
I was Palm Beach Lakes, yes.
Okay, the high school?
Yeah. I mean, in walking distance of my place.
Yeah. That seems pretty good. Mayor stuff. You had Dean Trantalis, reelected mayor in Fort Lauderdale, Joy Cooper in Hallandale Beach. And one thing that's possibly going to affect a lot of people out there, Florida did vote to increase the minimum wage. Got 60% of the vote on that.
I saw people mad about that.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's both sides to everything, and you got to figure out which side flushes out a little bit better for you.
Because I wonder if that's the same thing that happened when I was working at the golf course. We were all tips, and we made a lot of money during that, but our minimum wage was low.
Yeah.
Then they switched policies and said, no more tipping. Your wages are going to increase, but we end up losing some money that way. Because some days a rich person would throw us 100, but we weren't allowed to keep that. So I wonder if that's what they were mad about.
Well, I think what it is, for a lot of these people, that is just all they get is the minimum wage. It's not necessarily everybody in the service industry. It could be people at McDonald's that aren't really raking in tips. They're just getting the minimum wage. And what it's going to do, it's going to increase that wage up to about $15 over the next 6 years. By 2026, it'll get there. It's currently at like $10 an hour. But what it does mean, and it's going to be difficult for some restaurants and some businesses. They're going to have to rearrange how they do things. So
that's what I was seeing.
As coronavirus has kind of thrown this big curveball at you on how to redo your business, you're going to have to say, okay, now I got to deal with, I'm going to have to pay my workers a different rate. So I've got to figure out how I'm going to make up for that.
And I'm not trying to get controversial. I was honestly just asking because I just saw a debate and it was a lot of reading. I'm like, all right, I'll ask Kevin.
It was a lot to think about. I mean, there's strong points on both sides of it, but it did pass with 60% of the vote. But that means basically about 40% were like not for it. So it was very close.
A lot close.
Yeah.
Kevin.
So that's kind of the way it went. So that's pretty much your highlights from election night.
You know how you hear people on the radio and you're like, I wonder what they look like when they're saying that. I wish I could see them. Well, you can. We're right there on youtube.com/KVJ Show.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What are you thinking about today, Jay Bird?
Sometimes you just got to buy something stupid just to kind of make you, I don't know. I think buying stupid things makes the world go round. And I bought...
Makes the economy go around.
I actually don't think this is stupid, but I'm going to show it off on KVJ TV. I bought me a burrito tortilla blanket. Look at that, baby. Look how beautiful that is. So when you're sleeping, you look like a burrito, a sleeping burrito. I love it. Let's play a little Price is Right. How much do you think I paid for this large tortilla blanket?
Is it a king-size blanket?
It is a king-size. It's enough for a big human. It's circle, so it's not gonna fit around a normal bed. See what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So it's big. If that helps you out with your price.
Double layer, single layer?
Single layered, unfortunately. You got to buy two then.
Interesting. You can't be a quesadilla. You can only be a burrito.
I love the burrito concept because you're all snuggled up in that thing.
I think it went for $39.99.
Okay, Kevin?
I'm going to go because it's novelty, $47.50.
So Virginia's right in the ballpark. It was $39.95. I got a burrito blanket sale for $35.
Okay.
Good job, Virginia. But I wanted to lead off with good news because I got some bad news.
What's that?
Pizza dress came in. They sent me a child's pizza dress, and I looked back at my receipt, and they were wrong. I got an adult one, but they sent me I got it. I opened it up. I'm like, this looks like for a doll, and so I have to either order you another one. I know we got the Power of Pizza coming up.
Or I need to lose 50 pounds.
Or you need to have another baby. You got to put it.
Can we put Rocco in a dress?
It's pretty small. It's small. I don't know. Maybe. I'm not good at sizing up kids, but we can put it on Rocco. But I did want to let you know I ordered you another dress from a different company.
Thank goodness.
Unfortunately, that thing's not coming until December.
Wow.
So with the good.
Well, we are doing the Power of Pizza again this weekend.
The good news is I think I've got some other pizza outfits for you.
I kept your pizza smock. I have it. Your apron?
But you already wore that.
I can't wear it twice.
Not for Power Up Pizza. I think that's a little disrespectful. I don't want to speak for you, Fat Kevin, but I
Change
think
it up every time.
the audience needs a new pizza outfit for every Power Up
Well,
Pizza.
then maybe you should have ordered it right.
I did. I really did. They sent it wrong. I looked back at the receipt.
It's on them, huh?
It's on them. It said I ordered a woman's medium pizza.
Did it come from overseas?
It did.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
I know. I think I have to eat that cost now.
You have to eat that pizza like you eat that pizza. There's just no hope.
Let's concentrate on the burrito blanket.
What you got in your mind today, Virginia?
Well, I was looking at my calendar and I was thinking about all the things that got canceled because of coronavirus. And I was supposed to do some pretty cool stuff coming up in the next few weeks. The Little Smiles Holiday Toy Drive has officially kicked off. It was supposed to be the Feast of Little Italy.
Love the feast.
It was supposed to be so many fun, amazing things. I was going to be doing this dark dinner for the Florida Outreach for the Blind, where you eat a whole entire meal in the pitch black darkness.
Did you do that before?
I wanted to do that before, but they asked me to do it back in January, and I was so excited, but that was supposed to be this weekend, canceled, as everything has been, just canceled and canceled. I just want to remind everybody, if you do have a little extra scratch, a little extra money, and you're looking where to put it and trying to figure out, if you want to give some away, please consider charities, because a lot of them are really hurting right now.
Sure.
And it's really, really tough for these charities. I know a lot of them are laying off people in big numbers. So if you do have a little extra money, think about charitable giving, because none of these groups are able to do their fundraisers.
Kind of feeling guilty for buying a burrito blanket now. I mean,
Could have given that to charity.
talking about spending.
You're getting laid off. You're buying burrito blankets.
Kids might not get toys this Christmas because
Yeah.
you had to have a burrito snuggie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I'm an animal.
Yeah.
You could actually buy kids a burrito blanket.
I don't know if people even want to hear about me talking about a burrito bag, let alone get one for a present. I don't know.
I disagree.
Okay, what I got on my mind today, it is kind of a charitable thing, but I wanted to give a shout out to a guy that just always seems to do it right. Tim Tebow, probably the only Florida Gator that I like. He was out at a shelter in Phoenix, and there was a homeless person there that didn't get any shoes. They had brought along 50 pairs, and they ran out. So Tim Tebow took the shoes off his own feet and gave them to this guy.
Aw, what a sweetheart.
Very, very Jesus-like,
It
Kevin.
really was, yeah. I got to tell you. So, I know there's a lot of people in the faith that try to do good things, and they screw up and they give it a bad name. But if there's one person that ever was doing it right, it was Tim Tebow.
Tebow gets hate just because he's so good-hearted. You know what I mean? I don't think there's ever been a scandal with that cat. I think he's always done it right.
Yeah, he does seem to do it right. He does seem to handle it the right way. He just leads by example, and you know what he's all about, but he's not sitting around judging people and for shame on you and shame on you. He's just out doing the right stuff and saying, hey, you know what? I want to be like that guy, which is the way to do it.
I really was pulling for him for baseball. It was a fun story.
Yeah, you know what? I think he was just having fun. He was just out there making it and, seeing what happened. So,
Well, he did better than anybody on a computer hating on him was, you know what I mean? Anyone ripping on TiVo about playing. I remember I was making fun of him a little bit just to be a goofball. And then I'm like, all right, this guy's here to play.
Yeah.
He's working hard.
Yeah, he really does. He is a hard worker, and so props to Tim Tebow. So he's continuing to do some good stuff. On the other end of the spectrum, on football players, Antonio Brown, from Broward County.
Yes.
Yeah. You see he's got a new gig. He's playing with his buddy Tom Brady with the Buccaneers, and he's going to be starting this Sunday against your New Orleans Saints, Virginia.
Which is fascinating. Didn't Antonio Brown leave the Patriots?
Yeah, he only played one
drama?
game. Yeah, he played one game for the Patriots, which actually was at Hard Rock Stadium, and then they cut him, and he wound up with all those problems. And remember, he had that moving truck incident that happened.
Yes.
Where's he? Is he Hollywood, or where is he? He's one of those.
He was right around there somewhere, yeah.
And he had that issue, and he's tried to mellow out, and Tom Brady stuck up for him and got him the job.
Interesting. So maybe him and Tom Brady didn't have drama, but he had drama with other people on that team.
Yeah, he had other issues going on. They're like, this guy's a headache. So Patriots were going to play, and they were going to mess around with it. And so he had other things. And he just is coming off of, he got suspended for like 8 games. So he's just coming off of that suspension. And now he's going to be able to play. So he finally will coming up on Sunday. We'll see how he does. In just a couple of minutes, I thought this was rather interesting, this list of the scientific myths that movies made us believe. You know, there's a lot of things that they do in movies. You ever seen that whole move where they strap a silencer on a gun and they're like, pew, 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 and it's like it makes no noise. It does that pew, pew.
Yeah, like it makes a noise, but it's kind of like a silent.
Yeah, it's just a, yeah, that's basically it. Pew. Kind of like that. That sounded like, always thought that that's what a silencer made a gun sound like. That's apparently not the case. That's just one of the many myths that movies made you believe. I got that and more next.
The $5,000 Workday Payday. Listen every hour on the hour from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. to win $100 and get qualified for the $5,000 Workday Payday. One local winner will win $5,000 every week. We could be passing the cash to you. Just listen to win on 97.9 WRMF.
There's a lot of things they do in the movies that just don't go down that way. I was just talking about the silencer on guns. Forever, I always thought a gun silencer, when you put it on there, is like pew. Like,
Pew, pew, pew.
It was pew. Yeah, just a pew. And that was basically all the noise that it made. You would see like the gun coming out of the closet, had the silencer on it. Somebody was sleeping and just a quick pew, pew, pew. And that was it. And you really couldn't hear anything. I'm like, wow, those silencers really work. That's not really the case, apparently. That's just one of the scientific myths that movies try to make you believe. You put a silencer on a gun and you can still hear it. It's still, you know, it works a little bit. And they say technically they do work, but not like in the movies. If you have a silencer on a gun, it's still pretty loud.
They also always do that one thing with the pillow too. They'll put the gun on the pillow and then shoot somebody like that's gonna muffle.
No noise. Yeah.
I mean, I think you're gonna hear that, right?
Well, that's it. If you do that in real life, if you I saw this in the movies, and you go bang, you're like, what happened? It's got a silencer. I had a pillow. Why is it so loud? The movies, they lied to me.
Yeah, I don't think my Walmart pillow is going to silence a gun.
So if you're planning on killing somebody with a pillow and a silencer and no one's going to know, it's going to be quiet in the middle of the night, no, it's not going to happen that way.
Unless it's a Sleep Number pillow. Those are thick.
You're right. And of course I use that.
Another thing they kind of lie to you about in the movies is that gunshot to the shoulder. You know, they're always like, oh, and they're just holding their shoulder and they're fine. In fact, I've seen movies where a guy gets shot in the shoulder and continues to fight and beat up like 25 bad guys.
Oh, you see that just even in just a regular street fight in the movies where a guy and another guy are just going back and forth, punching each other in the face 30 times. If that was real life, they both would be on the ground so quick. That's how fights work.
Well, I'm talking about a guy with a gunshot wound to the shoulder is, you know, in the movies, for the most part, you see that, you go, oh, thank goodness, he only got shot in the shoulder. Apparently, that's kind of a myth, too. They say that if you get shot in the shoulder, you don't really just brush it off. You've actually got a major artery and a large bundle of nerves in there, so it's massively painful.
Oh,
so these guys so these guys who get shot in the shoulder, it's like, okay, just go on, it's fine, I'm all right. Or, oh, hold on a second, I got shot in the shoulder, let me just tap it 3 times.
I'm still fighting these ninjas.
I still got your back. I'm good. It was just a shot in the shoulder.
Everybody knows the best place to get shot is in the butt cheek.
It is. You want the meaty part. Well, to stay away from the middle. You want the butt cheeks, not the middle.
Please get the exterior. The top right quadrant.
Another thing they lie to you about is these gun battles that you always see in the movies. Somebody hides behind a car door and they're like, okay, and it's basically like it's bulletproof and they're firing all these bullets into the door, but they're fine because they're on the other side of it. They say that doesn't really work that way. You know, car doors are made to be lightweight, not bulletproof.
Oh.
They care about them being aerodynamic, not about stopping bullets, and they won't. If somebody shoots into a car door and you're on the other side, it's going to go through the car door and into that person.
That's not good.
Yeah, so you may see all these things in a movie, be like, it's okay. Hey, get behind the car door. We'll be safe. No, you won't. Yeah, just so you know, there's a bunch of myths. If you watch too many movies, you're going to be completely wrong.
Well, thank you, Kevin. With all the potential civil unrest,
Oh, I know.
I might need to hide from bullets later today.
Yeah, there's a lot of that stuff going on. And it's not just the gun stuff. You ever seen that in the movies or a TV show where they've got that handkerchief with chloroform on it and they sneak up behind somebody and a quick little one inhale and bam, they're out cold?
Yes.
Doesn't work that way. In fact, chloroform takes about 5 minutes to take effect.
Murderers do use it though. In real
drawn
life.
out.
They do use it. There's cases where on those murder specials I watched, they put it over their victim. But yeah, it probably takes.
It takes time. It takes about 5 minutes. And the other part about chloroform too, I think if you get too much, you kill somebody.
Yeah. And you can also buy it on the internet because we know somebody that did.
Okay.
Who bought?
Our old producer, Heather.
She bought. Yeah, well, I mean.
She bought chloroform online. I was like, how do you even do that? She's like, I don't know. I just did it.
And was there a need for that?
We were going to do something with it on the show. And then you looked it up, Kevin, and you said, oh, no, we shouldn't do that because if you use too much, you can kill somebody. And I don't know what the ratio is.
We were going to chloroform me.
We were.
Yes.
And we decided not to because we didn't want to kill you. And I think that was pretty nice of us.
That was during our edgy phase. We've slowed down.
I think Heather bought it because we asked her to. I don't think she was out shopping to murder.
Yeah.
But I think it's pretty easy to get because she got it online.
I remember we were definitely going to do that bit.
Yeah, we were.
We were very close, by the way.
Okay.
We're that dumb.
Well, if we got somebody that knew what they were doing, we could, I guess, technically do it. We just got to do it the right way where somebody knows how to do it and see how long it takes to put Jaybird out.
But do you trust the guy that says he knows how to do it?
It's got to be somebody that would be a tried and true professional.
I don't trust what happens after. I want a signed waiver of as soon as I go under, Virginia is out of the county. She's out of the county.
Your pants are gone in a minute.
She's out of the county.
We're not going to do anything to you, but you're going to wake up and think we did.
I want none of it. I want her not involved.
She breaks out a bunch of feathers and a cactus.
There's going to be a goat.
You can absolutely
You're going to wake up and be like, what happened?
You can chloroform for me, but she's not involved.
Oh, there's going to be so many pictures.
That's my deal.
Okay. Some of the other things that movies will lie about, the myths that we now believe because of it, truth serums. They say, according to the CIA, if you can hold out during a normal interrogation, a little truth serum is not going to break you. It doesn't really do a lot. In fact, it's kind of more of a placebo than anything. You ever see that where somebody stumbles onto the truth serum, all of a sudden they're like going, yeah, I think your baby's ugly. You know, they do all these kind of like things like, oh, wow, they're just so honest.
The money is hidden underneath the vault.
Because what you got to figure out is in the movies, they're trying to do all these shortcuts to get to the action faster.
Sure. And we don't know, so we're easy to trick.
Yeah. And I had seen too, it's all visual, doesn't work on the radio, but they showed, you ever seen that scanner where it's like that circular thing and the line goes across, like you can see the planes and all that stuff? And they said that's not really what the scanners look like that we use. It was a bunch of biometrical lines that were squiggly and didn't mean anything up and down. And if you're looking at that in a movie, you'd be like, I don't even know what that is. What does that mean?
You see a lot of stuff with computers in movies too, where they upload something really quick and it goes out to everybody, and it's like really easy to hack things in a public library. It don't happen that way, Virginia.
That's how I'm going to send out your chloroform goat pics. I'm going to send them to everybody through the library.
Let's write up a chloroform contract, and I got to approve it.
We just need a chloroform guy.
And a goat guy.
I want to really vet this chloroform guy.
And some feathers.
I'd like to vet the goat, too.
Yeah. Another scientific myth from the movies is, you ever see where they chop off somebody's hand or finger and they use that for the biometric scanner to get access? That doesn't work, because what happens is those biometric scanners will check the capillary flow through the hand. So if you have a dead hand, a dead eye, whatever it is that you've apparently removed to get in there, if it doesn't detect blood flow, it's not going to access.
Look at you.
Yeah. It's a trick.
Huh.
It's a trap. Doesn't work. So don't go chop off anybody's finger today.
think you're getting access.
It ain't going to work on those scanners.
I wonder if it work on your iPhone. You know, you had that fingerprint on there.
You need to worry about the chloroform.
And the goat.
And the other thing I didn't know, that if you ever see in the movie where they break out the paddles and they save somebody's life and they flatline.
Yes.
It says here that's not what you're supposed to do. When somebody flatlines, you're actually supposed to do CPR. The defibrillator is for someone experiencing rapid heart contractions.
But that contraption's so much cooler looking in movies.
It's so dramatic. They flatline, hit them, bam, and it's like, oh, they come back. And you're like, oh, that was so dramatic and great. I love the movies. But yes, it just doesn't work that way. And something else I learned, meteors, that when they hit the Earth, that they're actually lukewarm, not that flaming hot. You ever see that ball of flame that's coming off and the meteor's heading for Earth? It's not that way because when it goes into the Earth's atmosphere, the hot outer layers get blown off on impact. Yeah. And so they're apparently just lukewarm when they hit the Earth. That's what it says.
I mean, I'm learning so much stuff that I'm going to forget.
Yeah.
In 5 minutes.
Yes.
That's what we do here. Talking about these scientific myths that movies try to make you believe. Somebody texted in and said, you know what? Cars don't explode like they do in the movies. The whole car doesn't just get completely torched. It's much more underwhelming in real life.
Well, sometimes in the movies, a car will hit a mountain or something or a rock, and it's just staying there, and then everyone starts running out, and then it explodes.
Yeah, right.
So as a teenager, I thought that's what I got into an accident. So I'm like running out of my car, thinking it's going to explode.
Hey, jerk! You're not in a movie.
People just thought I just really had some problems.
Oh, yeah. I get it. I'm the same way, too.
Like when you saw people running in the airport to catch their flight and you just started running.
It was one of my first flights.
And you weren't late.
I wasn't late. I didn't know how it worked. It was one of my first flights.
Somebody else had said, the whole thing about sucking out the venom from a bite, that's not the way you should do it. That could actually contaminate the wound and harm the nerves and blood vessels of the victim.
Oh, no.
So if we're out in the woods, I get bit in the butt by a snake. You don't suck out the venom?
No. They say that's not what you do. It can also cause harm to the one doing the sucking. So I guess you just leave the venom and try to get them to a hospital. Or maybe put like a tourniquet to keep the venom from traveling
They need to get
the
that
heart.
message out because every movie you've ever seen, every TV show, there's always somebody sucking the venom out.
I need to learn how to make a tourniquet. I got to figure that out.
I think all it is you just get something and tie it.
Yeah, I got to learn.
It's pretty simple.
All right.
Yeah, you should be able to get it.
I don't know if he could.
Why don't you pipe down?
Them hamburger hands ain't tying
If you
nothing.
can't figure out a tourniquet, yeah, we have the problem.
I might tie it too tight.
Have you seen him try to put on sneakers?
Why don't you pipe down?
It's hilarious.
I tie hard.
Rocco does a better job.
I want that competition. I want to go head to head with Rocco.
The tying contest.
Tying your own shoes.
Bring it on, kid.
I don't know if you guys saw this. It just doesn't seem right. Do they put steering wheels on hurricanes? That Hurricane Ada is like when I wasn't even paying attention to it because it's heading down to like the Yucatan. And then I see all of a sudden it's going to take a direct right turn.
A sharp
like
right.
a 90 degree,
Yeah.
45 degree, whatever it might be. And it's going to be a massive turn to the right, and it is going to head our direction. And now it's something we got to start paying attention to. When it slammed into the peninsula there, way down south of us, it was a Cat 4.
Cat 4, Jay Bird.
Yeah, it was no joke. Now it's getting shredded by the mountains down there, and they say that as it lumbers its way towards us, it's likely just going to be like a tropical depression or storm.
Please be a tropical depression, but you know it's too early for them to say that, right?
Are you cozy if a tropical depression comes, but nothing bad happens? It's just some wet weather, windy?
I'm fine with that. I'll take 20 of those over a hurricane any day.
Yeah, they're saying late Sunday and early Monday, and you'll probably see a rainy weekend, unfortunately, as it approaches. Rain chances start ramping up on Friday to 40%, 60% by Saturday, and 70% chance of rain for Sunday. So, soggy weekend. That stinks.
At least we had Halloween, though. Think about how
Yeah,
great
that's
the
right.
weather was
Yeah.
for Halloween. I'm going to focus on that. I was loving that weather.
Yeah, it is. Honestly, it's just nice. It's cool, right? And it's just like in a day. Wasn't it crazy? Just in a day.
in a day.
Yeah.
It really makes me feel peaceful.
The windiness, too. I don't mind it so much. How it was super windy yesterday.
I love windy weather.
I kind of want to go lay in the yard. But then my neighbors are going to think I'm passed out drunk.
I'll lay in
She's drunk on Sunday. She's passed out today.
I'll lay in my yard. You lay in your yard. We'll FaceTime each other.
Aw. That's so
Dumb.
lonely.
That's so dumb.
It's so dumb and lonely.
Well, reason to look forward to the weekend. On Friday, we do another $5,000 payout for the 5K workday payday. Lots of chances to get qualified for that $5,000 in cash starting at 9 a.m. today. On the hour, all the way till 5 p.m. We give you a cue to call number 9. You get $100. You qualify for the $5,000. We draw that on Friday afternoons. And it's all people that listen to 97.9 WRMF, so your chances of winning are really good. Well, if you need something fun today after all the stressors of the last couple of days, it is National Candy Day today.
Okay, yesterday National Sandwich Day, today National Candy Day.
Yeah, you wonder why America's getting so fat.
Yeah, when is lettuce day?
Yeah, we don't have a day for lettuce.
They don't do none of that.
No, we don't do that.
No water day.
The water day sounds awful.
Well, we could use a little water day.
Just because we could use it doesn't mean we should celebrate it.
Yeah, nobody wants to celebrate any of that kind of stuff. Yeah, I was just trying to think if I did take National Candy Day and I went out and said, okay, I'm going to allow myself to have some candy, what would I go for? What would I grab if it was just one?
I still have so much Halloween candy left over. I went over to my boy Bigfoot's house, and he didn't get hit as hard as he thought he was. So I took all of his candy. I have so much candy right now.
You do? Okay.
So, Fat Kevin, if you want to come over and party.
Yeah. I'd have to figure out what I would grab. I'd maybe allow myself one. I'm trying to think of what that would be. What would I go for? Reese's peanut butter cups are good, but I always felt, when I'd eat them a lot as a fat kid, I'd feel kind of unsatisfied. Like I felt like I just wanted more. If I got that monstrous peanut butter cup, maybe.
Do you remember when king size started to become a thing?
Oh,
It went from 2 cups to 4 cups. And I remember thinking, man, 4 cups just isn't enough.
Right. You want more. That's my big knock with the Reese's peanut butter cups. I would always walk away a little unsatisfied. I felt like I needed more.
I think I had Reese's cup poisoning on Halloween. You can go too deep. You can have too many of them.
That's why when we talked about Snickers or Reese's, I thought maybe Snickers for the reason if you can only have one candy for the rest of your life, because Snickers just has a lot more diversity in the taste palette of it, and I could see getting burnt out on the peanut butter where it's like, okay, this is just too much.
Well, I kind of get that dog sickness where I can continue to eat the cup.
And you throw up and then eat the throw up.
Well, just I keep eating and eating to the point where you're powering through pain.
Yeah.
Snickers, I feel like you can go the distance longer, harder, stronger.
Yeah. That's why I chose Snickers if I had one candy for the rest of my life.
I think Snickers is back to number 1 for me.
Yeah, just if you had to say you could have no other candy for the rest of your life, I would go Snickers. That'd be it. Such as all the things you need.
I do love me a whatchamacallit bar, though. Very underrated bar, whatchamacallit, kids.
Okay. Well, if you want to have a cheat day and celebrate, it is National Candy Day, so I guess you got your excuse for today. But I know a lot of people are doing the diet thing. In fact, they say that now a higher percentage of Americans are on a special diet, more than they have ever been. In fact, a lot higher than it was with the numbers a decade ago when they last did a survey in 2007, 2008.
Well, my doctor told me that she goes, everyone's cholesterol seems to be up right now. Everyone, because there's so much stress going on with the pandemic. Some people aren't working and they're just eating.
Well, I wonder if for anybody else, because, I've been paying attention to all the coronavirus stuff and the people that it's affecting. And the one thing that did really make an impression on me was seeing how obesity and body fat, just even a little bit, was really kind of targeting and bad. And I was like, yeah, what am I doing? I got to get rid of this body fat,
Oh, Kevin, don't be so hard on yourself.
My
Spoke
gosh. To me. Yeah, but it got my attention.
I'll show you some body fat.
Yeah.
You dropped a lot of fat. You did. You look slender, Kevin, and I'm jealous.
Yeah, well, I think that really was the big motivator for me. Was I saw and I'm like, yeah, what am I doing? I just kept seeing that any body fat really was not good. So I'm like, all right, I got to get with this. I got to shed some body fat.
The first 2 months of the pandems, I was bloating up like a dead body. Like I was getting that dead body look.
Yeah.
You know, when they fish you out of the water, kind of your stomach. I'm like,
Bloated,
I can't.
gross.
Yeah. I just.
Sickly color.
Yeah. Kind of like a jaundice.
Yeah.
A super attractive look
I
for a single
I
guy.
had to make some changes, Virginia.
Yeah, they say that a lot of people, and this is the whole thing too. I don't really necessarily call, like, I guess I'm technically on the keto diet, but I think what they're really saying for people now is more and more people are not calling them diets. They're calling them lifestyles, or just, your diet, what you eat normally, instead of doing these fad things where for 2 weeks I'm going to do something crazy and then I'm going to go back to it. They're like, I'm just going to make a permanent change. They say that the lower calorie is one of the more popular trends that people have jumped on here as a special diet in the way they do. And that's pretty much what my change was I'm like, you know what? I was having too many calories in a day. I don't need that much. And so I made that adjustment. They say that is the big one. Plus, low carb diets have gained in popularity over the last 10 years. And they say the low fat and low cholesterol diets have actually seen a decline. Less people are doing those.
Huh.
Well, because I think now, remember when fat was the worst thing ever, and now in the right amounts, good fat is actually one of the best things ever?
You got to have the good fat, though. You still don't want high cholesterol.
Yeah.
The good fat is not fried chicken.
Yeah.
No, you
It's
can
too
still.
bad.
Although it tastes delicious, it's not the good fat.
High cholesterol still can lead to heart problems.
But more Americans are realizing, I gotta trim down with all the things that you see. And I think it was on a 30 BMI with the coronavirus that that and over, you were a lot more susceptible to, with the second wave or whatever wave we're on now, with more people getting hospitalized and more cases going up. I know people are paying attention to that. So that is the latest. Got Ralph Macchio turning 59, Jaybird's boy.
That's right.
Cobra Kai.
Never die. Never die, Virginia. Cobra Kai, never die.
Jeff Probst is turning 59, and Kathy Griffin is 60 today for our celebrity birthdays. Got say happy birthday to my schmoo Zachary, turning the big 15. Well, happy birthday. Let Zachary know the family. Jimmy, Grandma, all the fur babies, and especially his mom love him so very much. Absolutely love having a son that I can look up to. Kara, a.k.a. the Land of Oz, a.k.a. Bigfoot Tattooed, Stinky Feet's mom.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Uh-huh. There you go. Yeah. Big old, there's a photo.
Oh, yeah, we know them.
Yeah, and remember he came in and got you that alien pizza
Yes.
hoodie.
It's one of my favorite jackets. I wear it all the time. In fact, I almost wore it today.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, I love that jacket.
Well, there you go. He's having a birthday today. So.
Aw, happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Zachary. All right, got a birthday. You want to get a shout out on the KVJ Show? You can let us know all about it. Send us an email, mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com. Coming up here in a second, we are going to break out the mystery box, something you can see on KVJ TV. And we'll have somebody here on the show sticking their hand into the mystery box to try to give you a description of exactly what we might have in there. We got the mystery box out and ready to go. One member of the KVJ Show is going to stick their hand in it and try to give you a description of what we have in the mystery box. We'll see if they can be descriptive enough with just some minimal clues to help you figure out what we've got in there. I believe Denny's got it all set up and ready to go. We've got three people that don't know what's in it: Virginia, Jaybird, and Suits.
Oh, boy.
Okay, the witch is in the mix here. I like
witch
it.
in the mix.
The witch is definitely not on top of her game today. So
You weren't on top of your game Monday either, or Tuesday, or the whole month of August.
I've struggled.
And September.
I've struggled. And you got a lot of balls.
Kev, I'm in my prime. I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Absolutely. You look good. You
Look at me.
You're not bloated anymore.
No.
You don't look sickly and dead.
I'm working on getting bloated again.
Oh, okay. All right. It's going to be the lowest playing card. It's going to stick their hand into the box. Let's see what you've got over there, Virginia.
I've got a 10.
Okay. Not too bad. Where's Suits in there? You got a card? What's he got?
He's got an ace.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Suits.
It's not really shaping up good for the bird
No,
here, but
it's
maybe,
not.
who knows, maybe I got a king or something.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Look at that. Got a king.
Whoa! Vicious V.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Wow.
Yes.
Feels
How
rigged.
about that?
Oh, of course it feels rigged because you lost.
Uh-huh.
You ain't going to even get in my head. I don't care. You can think it's rigged. It's going to be great to watch.
Yeah. Okay, Denny's going to figure out a spot to put this down. He'll direct you where you need to go. Where do you want him, Denny's?
I'll probably put Virginia where bird's sitting.
So get
Okay.
up.
So switch spots there, you two.
Sit in the dirt of the day spot.
Okay, get this right on camera here, so you'll be able to see what it is. And we'll have Virginia plop her hand in there. Yeah, and by the way, I actually came up with this idea the other day when I put my hand in it, and I was like, oh my gosh, it was, yeah, I was not happy.
Is it fecal in matter?
I don't know, Virginia. I don't want to give anything away here. Okay, you can look in there. Go on ahead and stick your hand into the mystery box and tell me what you feel when you get there. Okay, you're getting close. Okay, just about. Okay.
Is it a contain? Okay, this is a container.
You got a container there. Yes.
I
Yes.
smell something.
Yeah.
I do too. I
Yeah.
smell something not good.
Yeah. There's a definite odor coming off of it. Okay. What are you feeling?
I'm looking at it. I'm wondering if it's what I think it is.
Okay. What do you think it might be? here?
I'm scared.
Okay.
Is it moving?
You need to grab. Just go full in and grab it.
You need to stop telling me how to live my life.
I'm just telling you.
Pipe down, lips. Pipe down.
It'll be over so much quicker if you just grab.
Okay. Let's see what we got there. Virginia's okay. She got a little
There's
nugget.
a kernel.
You got a little nugget in your
I got
hand.
a kernel
Yeah, you got a little nugget
of
in your hand.
something.
Right. What could that be? What is that little nugget you got your fingers in there?
What's it feel?
Virginia's in there. She's kind of getting into it.
No,
Uh-huh.
Is it-
What's the texture like? How does it feel?
it feels like lumpy corn.
Okay. It feels like lumpy corn. Okay.
There's a whole bowl of it, whatever it is.
Yeah. It's
Can I
in
smell my
it's in a
hand?
container. Yeah, you can smell your finger. What you got there? What do you think?
I don't think it smells good.
No, it doesn't. I can smell something, and it don't smell good.
It smells rank.
Smells
It
rank.
smells like it's brown.
Okay, it's kind of a beigeish color. I'll give the audience 3 clues here. It is beigeish in color. So that'll give you
Is
something.
it dead animals? Because it feels like it's like they're different shapes and sizes.
And you said you personally accidentally grabbed it?
I put my hand in it, and that's what gave me the idea, because I'm like, that is disgusting to the touch. And I'm like, oh, mystery box. That's how it all came down. I will let you know. Clue 2, it's not a dead animal.
It's not a dead animal.
Okay, not a dead animal. It's beige in color, not a dead animal. You said that it is. How hard is it? Is it harder than corn, less hard than corn? What's that kind of texture like, Virginia?
It's a little bit more moist than
Okay.
a corn kernel.
Okay.
But it's also got different kind of shapes to it than a corn kernel. It's not smooth.
Okay. All right, not smooth. It's got different shapes to it. Something that would come in a bowl.
I hate this
and it's
bit.
beige. I can tell you do. Yeah.
I just hate it.
Oh, I know. It's tough when you have your hand in something and you don't know what it is.
Ugh. And then
Okay.
it smells bad.
Oh, it does smell bad. Okay, any guesses as to what we might possibly have in the mystery box?
I'm befuddled.
How would you describe the smell? Because you are smelling your hand there.
It's tangy and gross.
So what's throwing me off personally is that there's a logo on the box that she's reaching in. Does that logo have anything to do with what she's...
It does. It does, and I'll let you know what that is, because if you're watching on KVJ TV, you see that it is a Buds box, like what they would put some fish and chips in.
And that's just
That's just to hold what we have. So there's no correlation. This is not a Buds product.
Gotcha.
Yeah, for what we have. So based on what you've got so far and the clues that Virginia has given you, softer than a corn kernel, about consistent in that size, seems like it has various shapes. I've let you know that something typically comes in a bowl. It is beige. And the smell, Virginia, you said is kind of a rank.
Rank sour poo.
Rank sour poo. Okay. So that's what we've got so far. So what do you think that we have here in the mystery box? You want to take a guess at it? 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763 here at the KVJ Show. Okay, people are going anywhere with poo to candy corn as their guesses for what's in the mystery box. I'll let you know it's something that comes in a bowl. It's beige, typically in color. It is softer than a corn kernel, Virginia said, and you said it smells like rank poo or just spoiled something or other.
Yeah, it smelled like spoiled and yucky.
Mm-hmm. And it is something that I wound up sticking my hand in the other day. Somebody said, is it used cat litter? Because they're watching on KVJ TV. And they thought it looks kind of a little bit like a cat litter. It comes kind of like in a bowl or a box. It's beige in color. That is a good guess, but the correct answer is soggy cereal. Soggy cereal. And I've got a 12-year-old son that what he does...
Every kid does this.
He will go through, I think it's Lucky Charms, and he eats out all the marshmallows. That's all he'll eat. I don't know why we buy this cereal for him. He just eats the marshmallows and leaves everything else. And what had happened was there was a little bit of a leak that was on the floor, and there's some moisture, and I'm like, what is this? And I picked it up, and it was a marshmallow that had been sitting in some kind of liquid, and it was one of the grossest things.
Kids don't care. They will leave food in the weirdest places. I found a piece of cheese yesterday behind the sofa that looked to be about 8 months old, and I struggled to scrape this crusty, gross cheese off the floor.
I'm a huge fan of soggy cereal. Love it. I like when it sits out a little bit.
It is one of the nastiest textures, though. If you've ever picked up or grabbed soggy cereal, especially if you don't know what it is horrifying to put your hand in that. And why are kids so gross? And I don't know if it's mainly a boy thing. I do have a girl that at times I'm like, okay.
Girls are gross. I lived with plenty of them growing up. They're very gross, too.
I think it's a young person thing. I really do.
Well, I think it depends upon who you are. Because when I was a kid, I still had the OCD thing going on. And so my room was always immaculate. It was so neat. It was so clean. Everything was tidy. And so when I have kids that are this gross, I can't understand. He sits there and plays video games, and he is in food and food wrappers and spilled this, and he spilled, it looked like a milkshake. I didn't know if he soiled himself or what it was, and he's just sitting in it. And
they don't care.
How are you this? How does this not bother you?
How do you not have pride in our home?
Just in what your body's touching. I can't fathom just how gross some kids can be.
Yeah, kids are gross.
Especially when they get a little snot trail going on. You know, kid gets the snot dried on his face, rubbing it on his sleeve.
Nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. All right, coming up here in a couple of minutes, got some submissions for Am I the Jerk? We got a dad here, I believe, that had sent in this email, and he asked, am I the jerk for telling my son to stop screaming like a girl? Apparently it caused a little bit of a fight in his household, and he wants to get our thoughts on that. Coming up next.
Hey, it's Jay Bird. Oh, the power of pizza can be yours. That's right. You can win a pizza experience from Das Craft Beer and Pizza and have me deliver the pizza to your home. For more information, hit up WRMF.com.
More KVJ Show now on 97.9 WRMF.
Okay, I got some emails here. People want to know if I am the jerk. This email says, am I a jerk for voting? Okay, well, everybody's been telling you to vote, so why would you be a jerk for voting? It says here in the email, it says, my sister is very politically active and keeps telling me to make sure that I vote this year. I'm in my late 20s, and I have never once voted in my entire life, and she is very upset with that. Well, there's this guy that I really like, and he is also passionate about politics, but he supports the other presidential candidate that my sister does. Well, I didn't think much of it, but the guy that I like asked me to come over to his place to fill out our ballots together. So I did, and I cast my vote for president for his candidate. And then yesterday, when my sister was asking me if I voted, I told her I did. And she said, well, did you vote for my candidate? And when I told her that I didn't, she has this meltdown and says that I voted for the wrong reason and that I'm a total jerk. Who cares? I voted, right? Isn't that what she wanted?
Sometimes people say, you got to go out there and vote. Got to go out there and vote. You got to vote for the person I'm telling you to vote for. Like, that's part of the...
So I voted.
I've seen it,
so
man.
am I a jerk just for voting for who this guy I likes?
No, because they're making you feel... I don't know what to say, Kevin.
She's upset because she's like, well, you did it for the wrong reasons. You vote because this is going to change your life and it's close to you. And she would probably argue back, well, he's close to me. I like this guy.
Just be careful what you ask for in life. You wanted your sister to vote, so she voted.
She did.
And there you go.
Well, and, she's probably all upset because she's like, I am so passionate about this, and your vote just canceled out my vote that I'm so passionate about. And they don't rank votes. A vote is a vote. So you could have all this passion behind your vote. It doesn't mean that it's worth more than your sister's like, oh, who is it you like? You're so cute. Okay, I'll vote for him.
This is one of those topics that 30% is going to be angry, 30% is going to be not angry, the other 30% is going to, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yell at Denny's.
I would
Yell
say,
at Denny's.
You know what? Here's the thing. You participated in the system the first time ever. Congratulations for that. It's baby steps in. Maybe it'll... lead to something where in the future you'll research your candidate a little bit more and do it for reasons other than the guy that you find hot is voting for this candidate.
It'd be nice if you voted for what's in your heart and what you believe.
Well,
is
he's in her heart.
I get that. He's probably in many places.
So, yeah, I mean, you did what your sister said. I would say that she's not a jerk. I mean, she voted, and so, okay, what do you want from me?
Well, people, a lot of times want you to vote for who they want to vote for.
It does come with that veiled, hey, make sure you vote, but make sure you vote for my candidate.
Now you've maybe learned a lesson, fill out your ballot by yourself, send it in by yourself, and then don't talk about it.
This is one of the reasons why a lot of people don't talk about politics, because there is, especially now, you're never going to make everybody happy.
Yeah.
You're never going to make everybody, even in your own family, happy.
Yeah, no matter what you say, you're going to piss off a good portion of whoever you're talking to, whether that's at the dinner table. Mm-hmm. And some people are able to take that kind of heat. They're like, I don't give a crap, whatever. Some people just want peace. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Some comments right now. Somebody said, she is a jerk. You should be educated before you wrongly vote. Anybody who does not study their votes and votes for the right reasons would be a jerk, according to that text. And somebody else just texted and said, my husband is leaving me because I voted Democrat. Obviously underlying things going on, but really, this is what is the straw that broke our marriage. Crazy.
That sounds
that
like
is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody else said, yes, you're wrong. If you vote for someone just because of a guy, then you are a jerk.
But I know a lot of people get pressured into doing it, and they're just trying to keep peace in their relationship. Mm-hmm. So to them, they're actually trying to protect themselves from drama in their relationship. Now you've just learned because you've created drama with your family.
Mm-hmm. But again, though, ultimately, when it comes to voting, you should vote for what's in your heart and what you personally think is best for the country.
After you've done your own research and not listened to a sibling or a lover.
I mean, no one should bully you or pressure you into doing that, you know?
Well, welcome to life. People are going to try.
I know they are.
Your friends and family are going to try, but moving forward, you probably now see you vote by yourself and then you don't talk about it.
Well, and what a lot of people are saying is she's a jerk because you got to take it seriously, one, and you have to do it for a good reason, a reason that you've studied and that you understand what the candidates stand for. And anybody who just flippantly will just be like, who do you like? Okay, cool. And they don't know. Then people think that that is a jerky move, according to all the texts that we're getting. It's a landslide. That's the one thing everybody's agreeing on. Republicans, Democrats, everybody's texting you saying, yes, you're a jerk. Study your votes before you vote.
You vote based on what you think.
Yeah, you don't need no man or woman to tell you.
But sometimes you got to go through something and make a mistake and realize, oh crap. Okay, I won't do that again.
Lesson learned. There you go. So consider it a lesson.
Oh, Denny's gonna get so many phone calls.
Denny's, you might want to busy the lines.
This email says, am I the jerk for telling my son to stop screaming like a girl? It says in this email, I was at a family function and my 8-year-old was letting out this shrill scream. It was piercing. I told him to stop screaming like a girl. Well, my sister's friend told me that I needed to park my toxic masculinity. And she let me know that what I said was very sexist. It sounds like it probably was not said nicely either. I let her know that it was just an expression. Chill out. She told me that words matter and that I could choose mine better. I then doubled down. I told her that girls do scream more than boys and it's more socially acceptable for them to do so and that my son needed to be mindful of that. I mean, is there a boy equivalent to girls at a Justin Bieber concert screaming their heads off?
I got in trouble for this. I was on the Weird Whatever podcast and I said the term screaming like a little girl and someone sent me the same type of bird, you sexist pig. I'm like, oh my gosh, it was just an expression.
She said I was a dinosaur and needed to keep with the times and realized that there was no longer a difference between girls and boys. I knew it was time to stop as I was seeing red. Look, I get that times are changing, but aren't there still just some differences between the genders? Am I a jerk for just pointing that out?
Gosh, what an annoying scenario.
Yeah, I kind of think they're both wrong.
I mean, he wasn't trying to say, I don't think he was trying to say anything bad. Because I know when I said it on the podcast.
But it's still tone deaf.
I guess, cry like a child. Is that
there
better?
You go.
Is that better, y'all?
That's way better.
I think we need to all lighten up a bit.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I just do. But by me saying we all need to lighten up a bit, I'm already going to get 3 emails going, Bird, you are so tone deaf. By the way, kids screaming, boy or girl, is annoying.
Screaming like a child is more appropriate and not sexist.
Mm-hmm. Early verdict, somebody said they're both right, and somebody else said he's not the jerk, she's the jerk.
She sounds over the top.
Yeah, I think
Dude, sometimes people just say things flippantly in life and they're not a horrible person. They didn't mean it. There's not this hidden agenda. It's just, we all got to lighten up a little bit. Can I get an amen on that?
Yeah, you're right. Amen.
The one thing I will tell you is there are terms that are out there that, yes, are aging out of society. But there are a lot of people that are just used to it because their entire life they've used it. And it's not that they mean anything by it. So when you come down on them so heavy, you're coming down on them like they're trying intentionally to be a jerk and they're not. It's just they're programmed. It's just something that they've regurgitated their entire life. I know you should understand what you're saying, but there's a better approach to try to let somebody know that, hey, maybe there's a different way to think of what you've said your entire life.
Oh, Kevin, this is such a... Do we have alcohol here?
I know, we drank it all on Halloween, the Friday Halloween show.
I just know, just by doing live broadcasts, sometimes you're just in a mode.
Yeah.
And you just say things sometimes, and you still have a good heart. It doesn't mean you're bad. We got to be a little flexible sometimes with... You know, just how we interact and, like you're saying, approach. People are going to say stupid things. Humans are stupid.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay, somebody want to know, am I the jerk for giving this away? My friend's dad died 4 years ago, and when he was doing his estate, he came to me with a weed whacker and curb trimmer, and he said that he wanted me to have it. I took it, I put it in the garage, and I never used it. After having it sit there for 2 years, I gave it away to somebody who needed it. I realized I'm just too lazy to do yard work, and I pay somebody else with their own equipment to do it. So my friend was over at my house over the weekend and asked me how the weed whacker and curb trimmer are holding up. I'm like, well, I gave it away. And he got really upset with me and told me that I should have asked him first if I could do that. But he gave it to me. I don't get the problem. Am I the jerk?
I don't know, man. Maybe I haven't slept, but everyone's coming off like a whiny little brat on these scenarios, and I'm a whiny brat.
Once a gift is given, the giver or anybody in their family is really not allowed to say anything about what the recipient does with it. Because you give a gift and then you release all rights to saying where or when it should go.
Right, including if they want to give it away.
Right. Unfortunately, that's not how the world needs to work. Gift giving is just that. It becomes their thing at that point, and you have no more say.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, go get a hobby.
Okay, got some thoughts here about am I the jerk? fact, we had one where the guy told his 8-year-old son, don't scream like a girl, and his sister's friend was like, toxic masculinity. You don't say that. It's crazy. Jared's got a thought here from Boca on toxic masculinity. What did you want to say, Jared?
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Hey, my thought on toxic masculinity is that toxic masculinity doesn't exist, because to be truly masculine means to protect and support and uplift the people around you, to be strong for your family and strong for the people that you love and support. Toxic masculinity is a misnomer, because being masculine means there's nothing toxic about you. If you're mean to your partner, if you're mean to your kids, if you use a position of power to harm other people, that's not masculine. That's just toxic. So I don't like the term toxic masculinity, because that's not masculine at all. Masculine is loving and supporting the people around you and being a pillar and an example for your family and your community.
So when you tag toxic with it, you're demonizing masculinity.
Correct. That's how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's an interesting thought.
If we're going to call it toxic masculinity, do we call it toxic femininity? I mean, I'm just saying.
It's true. Yeah, you don't hear
that does
that term.
exist too.
Yeah, you don't hear that term.
I mean,
That's a good point.
Again, people. There's some humans that are jerky and some humans that aren't.
Mm-hmm. There you go. I think it's just what happens, and I think we get so many of these emails because people are just kind of caught off guard. Because everybody really does want to put people on blast and say, you're a terrible person. And when somebody tells that to you, you're like going, wait, what? I'm terrible for what? What did I just do now? Why am I a terrible person?
And then the person that they can come right back at the person calling them out and go, I think you're a terrible person for calling me out publicly and making me feel bad. And then we just are chasing tails here.
Yes.
Again, hashtag be cool.
Yes.
I don't. All these labels, it doesn't help sometimes.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. If you've got something you want to bounce off of us, 877-979-WRMF. You can always get through to the KVJ Show. I know you talked about the pizza challenge you want to do. You want to make your own record and set that.
I do, and I still want to do that one, but we have to clearly set out the rules and regulations of the actual thing.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm running and I'm not eating any pizza for 20 seconds, does that stop? We just have to have stipulations with what that is.
It's running a mile. Is that what it is?
Fastest mile while eating a pizza. There's nothing on the books on that one.
Oh, okay.
And that one I think I could do good. I've been running a lot, and I've been, you guys know I got love for pizza.
Yeah, yeah. Now, would it be a slice per hand? You carrying the whole pie?
That's what we got to work out.
It'd have to be a pace car, and the pie would be in the pace car. And then as he needed slices, we would have to get them to him.
Yeah, and it just, if I go 10 seconds without chewing and swallowing, does that, how frequent do I have to be eating the pizza?
To me, what it should be, what's the standard inch diameter for a pizza? Is it a 12-inch?
You could do
typically?
12. Yeah, I was going to get a regular large pizza.
Yeah. So let's say it's, for instance, just as an example, 12-inch pizza. It would be fastest to eat a pizza while running a mile. And I think it would be eating the whole pizza and running the mile.
Yeah, I think you have to eat the pizza the entire time while you're running.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't stop, and you can't stop chewing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then it's lame.
Yeah, you'd be running, carrying a pizza box, 12-inch pizza, and you would go an entire mile. And the mile's got to be done when the pizza's done.
You want him to carry the box, huh?
I think so, because it makes, I think it adds to it, because I think you want more people trying to break it. And if you've got golf carts and things like that, a lot of people are like, they don't have that. So I think carrying it makes it more.
You could at least have slices of pizza in your hand. The only thing about the box, it just might get a little tricky with the balancing thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely adds to it. I just don't know if you could coordinate. You probably run them over with the golf cart.
Or we could just Or we could just stop doing.
Well, we've done this before where we did the beer mile and we did a different mile and we just opened the back of my SUV and a person sat there and they were the pace car.
Gotcha,
and
okay.
the cameraman also sat in the back of the SUV.
Okay.
And that made for the easiest and most smooth video.
Oh yeah, the chat room hated the hot dog stunt. Hated it. You say don't read the comments. I can't help myself.
He just loves it. All right, well, if you got something to confess here today, you can let us know about it. Do it anonymously, too. Get it off your chest. 877-979-WRMF. I mean, look, nobody's perfect. Even the ones who come off as squeaky clean often have something terrible that they've done. They hope you'll never find out, and we could all do better. But just to feel a little bit more human, we can hear our confessions today. One text that was sent in to us said, when I was 8 and my sister was 6, I convinced her that carpets were plants and they needed to be watered regularly. She kept this up for 2 years until Mom finally asked why the bleep the carpets were always wet. You ever have those jokes with your siblings?
Yeah, my sister had a joke. She always talked about this variety pack that you could buy at this convenience store next to the tennis courts where my dad worked. And she'd always talk about this unbelievable variety pack. It had figures in it with snacks, a parachute army guy, the best snacks you could possibly get. So for about a week, I thought this variety pack existed. We finally get to the convenience store. I go, so where's the variety pack? Oh, she goes, I was lying to you. I was like, I mean, it was
That's tough.
devastating.
That's tough.
So devastating. I'm still talking about it 40 years later.
Oh, yeah. Those sibling lies mess with many a kid. Another confession says, I was drinking too much wine during the pandemic, so I decided to replace my nightly glass with custard instead, but I would drink it from the same wine glass. Now, 3 months later, I've put on 15 pounds.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, back to the wine, maybe?
Oh.
I don't know. It's tough.
Custard.
Custard is, it's so yummy.
It's great.
Isn't it? It's just so thick.
It's so delicious.
It is. It is. Somebody else said, I love it when weird stuff happens to my body. Give me a huge spot or a lump of earwax over human company any day of the week. There is something oddly satisfying. You ever had that where you get that nugget of earwax that comes out?
Such a feeling of accomplishment.
I don't know what it is.
You're like, yes.
It's twisted. I know it's completely gross. Probably shouldn't mention it on the radio, but there is just something oddly satisfying about it. Somebody said, I check my ex's Instagram page daily. I've done it for 4 years. I don't miss her. She took my dog in the split. We aren't friends, but he's in her profile pic, so I just look at him.
Aww.
Damn. The day she changes it to one without him, I'll be so sad. He's 14 and he can't have long left.
Aww.
Oh, jeez. That is tough, huh? Just wondering how is my old boy?
Does he miss me?
Yes. Does he think about me? Does he wonder where I went?
It is heartbreaking. Doggy divorce is something a lot of people go through.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said, I am still working from home and desperately need to get back to the office. Not because I miss companionship. Unfortunately, I have developed a terrible habit of tugging it up to 6 times a day. Concern is growing. Oh, my goodness.
When left alone, I can't be trusted with my own dong.
6 times a day? Jeez.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's man hours.
That is. That's a lot of, you're putting in overtime there, my friend. Another confession somebody texted in says, when I was 6 or 7, somebody told me that the woman in the video Shiny Happy People was Michael Stipe's wife, who he'd killed by accident and got away with it.
Oh, my.
I believe this for well over a decade and regularly told people my fun REM fact. Now I know the reason for the looks of pity when people hear the story.
What a lie.
That's an odd lie. You're telling people at parties?
I had a family member tell me that fireworks are dead bodies lit on fire.
Oh.
So as a kid, every time I'd see fireworks, I'm like, oh, there's dead people.
It's terrifying.
And I don't love fireworks as an adult.
That's probably why.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, it's why.
These kid lies. Jeez. Here's a confession for you. I made a poo so big today that it clogged the toilet. I don't know why I'm so proud. I just thought I'd let you know. Well, thank you. Okay. Somebody else said, I had a messy divorce with a Cuban woman, and I will now do anything possible to never have to drive through Little Havana ever again. I won't even cross Calle Ocho out of principle. That's some spite, huh?
I get it, though. I mean, you want nothing to do.
Wow. Somebody else texted in and said, when I was younger, I thought gorilla fighters were actual gorillas. When I heard it on the news, I was a mixture of excited and terrified by the idea of heavily armed gorillas fighting government troops. And this is before I'd even seen Planet of the Apes. So that could have been tough. All right, well, there you go. And how about this? Somebody said, I'm a youth minister, but I snort cocaine at least once a month.
Oh, boy.
I don't know if you're a youth minister then. Are you?
Yeah.
Can you be? Is that against the code?
You shouldn't, but I mean, yeah, you could be a coke snorting youth minister.
You really rattle off those Bible verses quick.
Well, you got to keep up with them young kids.
Yes. Wow.
Are you okay if your pastor does that? He's the best pastor in the game, but he does a little cane.
Yeah, I don't know. That's probably the best thing. It's a violation of a law.
I hear you.
Yeah. Yeah.
How good is he?
That's what I'm saying. He's unbelievable. The congregation's never ran better.
I'm not ready to toss him just yet.
Yeah.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
I guess the good news, however you view the election that happened yesterday, is one thing we can all agree on. Kind of cool we didn't get hit with that asteroid that they were talking about, right? Remember that? The Election Day asteroid?
No? There's another asteroid coming at us?
There was the one they were talking about that was supposed to hit on Election Day or around Election Day.
Are we out of the window?
I guess so.
Good.
Yeah, apparently it zinged right by. So I guess we're good on that. I'm hearing that we're clear.
I forgot. You might have told me on Friday, and I forgot.
Yeah, didn't stick with you, huh? Well, here's something else. If you love looking up in the sky and seeing stuff, all 7 planets in the solar system are going to be visible in the night sky at some point over the next 7 days.
Oh.
You just get out the binoculars and you can look up there. So that's kind of cool if you like looking up there. I'm sure there'll probably be a lot of added alien sightings we'll have in the Whacked Out News in the next week.
That's fascinating.
Mm-hmm. And if you're a youth minister that wants to go do some blow, go to Oregon. They became the first state to decriminalize possession of small amounts of many drugs like heroin and cocaine, even for juveniles.
Wait, so what does that mean? Does that mean if you have a little bit of cocaine in your pocket, you're not getting in trouble?
No, you're not.
Really?
Yeah, it goes up to a certain level. It's kind of like the way it is with marijuana in a lot of states where they're not going to mess with it. If you have a certain amount, then they look at you as a distributor, and then that's where it's problematic. But up to a certain amount of each drug, you're okay.
So a little bit of cocaine right in the Burger King parking lot?
If you got just a little bit in your pocket and, yeah, they're frisking you down and you got that little baggie of cocaine on you, they would be like, okay, all right, here you go.
As long as it's just for you and your personal consumption.
Yeah.
But am I the only one that's shocked by that?
It's Colorado, baby. This is where it's going. There are a lot of people that are arguing that they need to legalize drugs because the war on drugs has not been very effective.
I get all that. I
Yeah.
just didn't think it would ever happen. If you say it out loud, oh yeah,
Yeah.
my friend's got some cocaine and it's illegal.
Colorado's pretty much been leading the nation on all these things. It'll be interesting to see how this goes over in 5 or 10 years. If it's effective in the state of Colorado, you might start seeing this everywhere.
Colorado or Oregon?
Huh?
You said Oregon at first.
Oh, was it Oregon? Oh, okay. Maybe. Oh, yeah, it was. Sorry, I erased it. It's Oregon that did this, not Colorado. I'm sure Colorado will be next week.
But aren't they kind of the same?
I feel like they are kind of the same.
Yeah, so it's Oregon. So when you go out and see your sister, take some blow.
That's why.
No, you can't take blow, but you can score it there.
Oh, you have to score it there.
Yes.
That sounds so shady, and I can't believe that's happening.
Yeah.
You can legally have cocaine.
Score it in Oregon and then use it in Oregon.
Yeah.
Don't get back on an airplane with it.
You guys don't seem that surprised by it. I'm shocked.
I think it's a growing movement. I think a lot of people feel this way, that if you're an adult, do what you want to do and
Don't tell people what to do.
Yeah, I think that's kind of it. People are going to do what they're going to do anyway.
And again, I get all that, and I hear you. It's shocking.
Yeah, I think it might. I think as people are really starting, you know how much I'm into cocaine shows. So watching a lot of those shows, there are a lot of countries that are just being ripped apart by cartels and the drug trade and the way it's being handled. and the militarization of it.
But
they're trying to find other ways to say, okay, maybe if we took a radically different approach, because the approach we've had for the last 30 years has not been that effective, and it's resulting in a lot of deaths of innocent people. So they're like, just if people want to get it, get it.
But where do you buy it at? The cocaine club? Are they gonna?
You'd probably start having stores. You'd be able to purchase it and get it.
Go to Walmart, get some Gatorade.
Circle K opens up a place called the Circle Cocaine Quarter with the K.
Gonna get a couple hot dogs, get a couple Gatorades, get some cocaine.
Yeah, that's it. Honey, could you get me some cocaine? Yeah, sure, honey. I'll be right back. Eggs,
I gotta go to the Circle
bread,
K.
Cheese, cocaine.
This is blowing my mind over here.
That's Oregon for you. Crazy stuff, huh? There's a lot of interesting things that are going on. And we're talking about the confession of the youth minister that is loading up on the blow. How about this for a parishioner? A Catholic priest got removed from a church in Selma, California, due to accusations of sex, drugs, and weapons.
Oh boy, he's a busy priest.
Oh my goodness. Parishioners have seen social media photos of the priest with assault rifles and other guns, and other parishioners say that they knew the priest was affiliated with a gang in their application for a restraining order against him. They're scared of their own priest.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy,
He's in a gang?
Apparently so, yeah.
That's a new one.
The diocese also accused the priest of physically and emotionally abusing the church secretary, who said she had a physical and romantic relationship with the priest for 5 years.
Oh my gosh.
A gang-banging, drug-doing,
weapon-toting.
Hey, if it's Oregon.
Secretary humping.
Oregon, snort them if you got them.
No, this one's in California.
I'm saying if he was in Oregon. California's pretty close to Oregon as well.
It's that West Coast, man. The heck is going on there?
What the heck are y'all doing out there?
Cops in England caught this guy back in May with cocaine and heroin up between his butt cheeks. And they found other signs that he was a drug dealer, kind of like a burner cell phone and some digital scales. So it all started to come together. But at his trial yesterday, he swore on the Bible that he wasn't a dealer. The butt drugs were just for personal use, and apparently his trial's still going on. It might have been effective.
Huh.
How about that? Interesting stuff there in England. There was a guy in the Czech Republic who got caught walking a stuffed dog on a leash as a way of being out of his house after the country's 9 p.m. coronavirus curfew. And the police let him off with just a warning.
Have you seen those little fake dogs at the fair? And you've got like a wire leash.
Yeah.
Rocco wanted one so bad.
I get it. They're fun looking.
We were trying to find a way to get around on these things. There was up to 10,000 people that went to a rave in Utah over the weekend that was advertised as a, quote, protest against coronavirus restrictions. And I guess if you're protesting, you can go out and do what you want to do.
Huh.
For civil rights. Huh. So that's how you get around some of these coronavirus restrictions.
Even if you're in the club?
Even if you're in the club.
If you're in the club and you're having fun, Corona doesn't mess with you. It kind of knows not to.
How about that? India apparently has some of the world's lowest coronavirus cases and death rates. And 2 scientific studies came up with some theories as to why. They think it's because in India, the hygiene is already so poor and the health standards are terrible that it's trained people's immune systems to basically be invincible. Wow. And so they don't even flinch at a coronavirus.
They're like, whatever.
Yeah.
I touch feces on the reg.
Right, I got the worst case of dysentery. You think coronavirus is going to be anything bad?
They're laughing.
Yeah, I'm good. Guy in Detroit got arrested on Sunday for firing at least 15 shots into somebody's house after they called his baby ugly.
Oh.
Don't call my baby ugly.
That's a mess.
Right. He's not a fan of that. And a couple of cool videos out there. One, this customer went to a Target and did a TikTok video of herself decorating an aisle in the store. But apparently a lot of people on social media didn't think it was pretty cool because they're like going, hey, you know, people got to put all that stuff back. She got 3 million views, though. 10,000 comments, 620,000 likes, so go decorate a Target.
How did she do a whole aisle before nobody came over there and stopped her?
That's a good question. Yeah, where's customer service?
Interesting.
And an interesting story here out of North Carolina. A trio of friends that were fishing on a beach ended up finding a message in a bottle. And when they looked in the bottle, they're like, wait, there are ashes in here.
It was somebody's dead relative?
Yeah, when they looked at the note, it was written by a woman whose husband had died in 2018, and those were his ashes. They contacted the wife, and she said that, yeah, well, my husband liked to go sailing, and he would often launch his own messages in bottles in the hopes of hearing from somebody who found one. So one of his last wishes, we took his ashes, put them in bottles, and launched them all in the ocean.
Huh.
That's kind of an interesting way to go, right?
Litter much?
I know, right? We don't
Aren't
want
you
dead
supposed
guys
to-
floating the...
You're supposed to sprinkle the ashes,
Right.
not like...
Yeah, I can't tell if I love that or it's terrible.
I don't think I like it.
Okay. Yeah. All right, well, something you're going to love. How about a shot at $5,000, the 5K workday payday? You qualify with $100. You only got to hang on for about 4 more for your chance to call in to win.
The 97.9 WRMF $5,000 workday payday. Be caller 9 right now at 877-979-WRMF to win $100 and get qualified for $5,000. Good luck from 97.9 WRMF.
Okay, I got a couple emails looking for some help here. One says, is it necessary for me to be honest now? It says in the email, I'm in my mid-30s and I've been dating this really amazing girl for almost a year. She's in her early 30s and hasn't said much about ever getting married, which I'm cool with. In fact, in my early 30s, I realized I never wanted kids, and so I went out and got a vasectomy. Well, just this last week, she did bring up kids and said that it might actually be a fun project in a few years. I didn't reveal my secret at that moment, but I do believe in total honesty in a relationship, and I worry that my stance on kids will jeopardize the fun that we're having now. Is this something that I need to mention now, or can I sit on this until it becomes a serious discussion? Maybe it never will.
You need to be honest with what your intentions are, because she's already told you that she's going to want to probably have kids. And I think if you're going to be #be cool with somebody, you let them know those matters of the heart kind of decisions. I would want someone to tell me and be upfront with that. That's how I would want to be treated.
So when she sees kids and is like, this could be a fun project in a few years, you might want to say...
you got to tell your girl that you had a vasectomy. I think that's fair to do.
Yeah, she's obviously starting to get the baby ache.
Okay.
And in a few years, you guys are not going to be on the same page. And then she's going to be more pissed when you didn't tell her back when she first told you.
Well, she keeps bringing it up, and you're going to, not let her know that you got a vasectomy? It's shady.
Now is the time, too.
Okay.
And you can say, look, you said this a couple weeks ago. I've been thinking about it. And look, I just have to tell you something.
I think you should be honest, but I think sometimes people are afraid to be honest because maybe your honesty is not going to be what they want to hear.
Yeah.
It's not, but it's going to be worse.
But when it comes to kids, you guys need to be on this. That's one of those things you got to be on the same page about. If not, you're going to not, the relationship's not going to work.
Yeah, and he's worried about losing the relationship and the fun they're having now, but she may be like, okay, I understand that's part of your deal. And then she makes a choice to stay with you or not. But at least you're honest.
Be honest. Don't waste your time.
This email says, how does being uninvited to a wedding affect your gift?
It makes there be no gift.
Uninvited? Yeah, no gift.
My niece is getting married in a state where they've just now again changed the COVID rules. And I got a message from her saying that unfortunately, we can't have the big group that we had hoped because of the change. And so unfortunately, I can't have you come to the wedding. You're uninvited. But in that note was included the link to the gift registry. Now, this struck me as tacky. I understand that people are concerned about the virus spreading, but she uninvited us from her wedding and still wants a gift. I feel like I'm not good enough to make the cut on the guest list. Then, if that's the case, you don't need that $200 chafing dish that you wanted. My husband says that we still need to send something, though, so I'm thinking of sending him maybe a $5 bill. What would you do?
Only rational person in this scenario is the husband that wants to send them a gift. There's a reason why you're not going because of the pandemic. It's not because she doesn't like you.
But it is tacky for her to send the link for the gift with the uninvitation.
It is, but just get him a gift. Be cool and get him a gift.
Get him a gift
and
be
move
like,
on with it.
Thank goodness I don't have to go to a stupid wedding.
It's such an easy thing. It's so easy. Just get him a gift. You don't have to go to the wedding. life goes on.
Feelings are hurt because she's like, I didn't make the cut for the wedding, and
You
how
didn't
dare
make
you?
the cut because of the pandemic.
Yeah, the state said you didn't make the cut. Not her, not the bride.
So everyone in this is annoying but the husband.
Okay. And what about this? Kids bathing together. They said, I got an almost 5-year-old son and a 3.5-year-old daughter. They've been taking baths together since they can remember, well, for at least 3.5 years. My wife and I are starting to think that once our son does turn 5, we got to shut that bathing time together down. On the other hand, they really love playing in there together, and it saves us from having to do a separate bath for each of them. So at what point is it innocent versus we need to make the transition?
I believe in water conservation and not freaking out until you're getting a little bit closer to puberty. I think you're still okay at 5.
Virginia's right. You're going to always get people that are going to get weirded out by nudity. I mean, I grew up in a house where I always showered with my siblings. When I was little, we'd play in the tub together, and we were just kids playing in a tub together.
Yeah.
Adults make it weird.
I think kids usually tell you when they're like, that's weird, I don't feel, and when they're not comfortable with it, then they stop taking the baths together. They'll tell you, you don't have to make a stance.
I remember when I started feeling comfortable with it because my body was changing. Hair was growing places I didn't understand, Virginia.
And that's all puberty stuff. So as you start seeing signs of puberty, then as the parent, you might decide to break up the bath time.
But most of the time, it's usually just kids playing in a tub.
Kids just having fun, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything you ever want to run past us, send those emails to mail@kvjshow.com.
97.9 WRMF and the $5,000 workday payday.
It's a nice little start here, Liza. $100 right now, maybe $5,000 on Friday. How's that sound to you?
Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, it's not kind of a bad deal. I'd be down with that. I mean, what a way to start off a weekend. The $5,000 workday payday. You got the $100 right now, and you're qualified for the $5,000 on Friday, okay?
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Love listening to you.
Oh, so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate that, yeah. I grew up in a really small town. 6,000 people is all that was in my town, and we didn't have a lot of towns around us. It's not like in South Florida where everything is connected one street to the next. You were driving a good 20 minutes probably to get to the next town over. And the towns around us were even smaller than what I was in. We were considered like the hub.
Ooh, you were the big city.
We were like the big town around a bunch of smaller little towns, and we were 6,000 people. So
wow, you have the pizza crossing there.
Yeah,
you
we
had
did.
that big pencil. What's
Pencil
that?
Sharpener Museum. That wasn't there when I was there. That's a brand new addition. So the town is booming. You can tell.
It's growing.
It's really growing at an alarming rate. I think it's up to maybe 6,100 now.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I mean, they've never seen the likes of the growth that's going on right now.
I'm afraid if I went to your hometown, I'd be disappointed that it's not what I think. I'm picturing it super small, super woodsy.
Yeah.
Is it like that?
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. Super
All right.
small, super woodsy.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah, super interesting people to watch. People watching is fantastic there. But the point being is every town has a story. I look at my town, and there's still stuff that is popping off. People are always sending me stories, but you see what just happened in Logan. They just made national news not long ago with a security guy that was tasing a chick in the stands at a football game for not wearing the mask.
That was big.
National TV, when they did the Logan murders, they had a murder special talking about those people that got their, I think, decapitated or whatever.
Yeah.
Or dismembered.
They're dismembered. It was horrific, yes.
National coverage, dog.
Yeah, that went national. We had a basketball coach that was filming players in the showers, allegedly.
SNL featured Logan, Ohio
That's right,
as a sketch.
Because it's just got this, in that part of Ohio, it's got this reputation of just being, that is the weirdest little town. Just, I don't know what it is. When you roll into it, you'd be going, I don't see what's weird about it. Just, there must be something happening.
People. It's the people.
There's something, it's like a Bermuda Triangle of weird. There's just a lot of things that happen there. But I'm wondering, does every little town have that? What is like the highlight story, or what's the story about every little town? And so I was kind of curious here for the next couple of weeks. I want to do this little spotlight on different towns that we got here in South Florida. If you live in, say, Wellington, what is the story about Wellington? Is there something that goes on there? Is there a story that happened there? What is the big story? Because the one that jumps out to me, I would say, would be the clown murder, right?
That's big. Also, the guy that drove his Rolls Royce into the back of that car, that guy, and killed him.
Oh, he put him into the canal.
Yeah.
Yeah. John
Goodman?
John Goodman, yeah.
Yeah. That's a crazy story.
Yeah, it's still ongoing with him trying to get appeals and all that stuff. Yeah, you're right. There's 2 right there. So, if we kind of put this together, what is the story about Wellington? Just because we're mentioning it, let's bring that up. Is there anything else that we're forgetting? We can put this all together so you can kind of go through. And there's probably a lot of surprise stories, even ones that we don't even know. We've been here for well over 20 years.
I even told you guys about some weird murder stuff that happened back in Lake Park as a kid. There was a big hit and run accident. We heard the kid actually scream and he passed away, and it was a hit and run. I don't know if they ever caught that guy, but if you look into the archives, you can't find that story anywhere.
Really?
But it really happened. I know it happened.
And there might be somebody out there that knows the story, even though you can't even find it online. There's some stuff that's still, the news is out there, but it's just not even online that we can put out the word to be like, okay, what are the stories that we need to know about this town?
There was a murder in Lake Park while my whole family went to Pennsylvania for vacation and stayed back. And during that time, somebody broke in and murdered this older woman and did all these terrible things. Can't find that story anywhere.
I think every town's probably got them. So we'll call on the people that have lived there and might know a lot more than what we just see on the news or we hear people talking about. What is the story about Wellington? Everyone that you want to bring up. Maybe the Wellington Witch. That's another feature.
She's my homegirl.
Everybody seems to know the Wellington Witch.
I heard she's very kind and very sweet. And, I heard also she doesn't probably like being called the witch.
Really?
I don't know.
I would like to know that if that's the case. I didn't know if that was her thing. What is the story on that? I would like to find out a little bit more about it.
I mean, you're a witch. You can't reach out.
I mean, she's my homegirl.
You can't put out the witch call.
You don't have the witch wire?
Let me shoot my witch bat signal in the air.
Yeah. 877-979-WRMF. Put the spotlight on Wellington here today to start off. What are any other stories we need to know? You can tell us now.
Looking for some KVJ merchandise and swag? Go to kvjshow.com and click KVJ Gear.
Well, we want to find out the story of each little town here in South Florida. And basically, that's what a lot of South Florida is a bunch of little towns that just kind of make up this one big patch. Even if you look at some of the bigger cities, it is kind of surprising where you look at the population and you're like, that city alone actually doesn't have that high of a population. You even look like a Miami. I thought Miami itself would be a lot higher in population, but it's really just, you think about it, you got all these big towns like Coconut Grove right there, and then Coral Gables, and then, all these towns really around it kind of add up the mass of what is South Florida. So we're going to kind of like put a microscope on some of these different towns, and every single week we'll look at a different one. Starting off with Wellington, which is in Palm Beach County here this week, and getting some of the stories behind it. The clown murder, there was a woman who wanted to kill her. She was having an affair with this dude, right? And he was married to this woman, and so she dressed up like a clown to deliver like balloons or something, and when the wife answered the door, she shot her in the face.
I mean, I was living down here when that happened. That was a big story, man.
And
that's crazy.
And it's back in the news because they finally tracked her down and arrested her. She was living with that guy that she was having the affair with. They were like married, I think, in Virginia, something like that, and they extradited her back down here, and she's still waiting to go on trial on that.
Wow.
You're right. That happened a very long time ago. The John Goodman case that had happened, and that case is still going on.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
1994, when Palm Beach Gardens beat the ranked Wellington Wolverines in baseball. Yeah.
Okay.
In your
That's
face.
a sad story for Wellington.
Your face, Wolverines.
It's a sad story.
Someone was ball playing for Gardens.
I played for Gardens, back in 94.
Mm-hmm. For Wellington, we talked about somebody that everybody seemed to know. They would call her the Wellington Witch, but she was anything but. She was an amazing woman from the stories that I have heard about her. A wonderful book author, lived in peace, no electricity. In fact, I remember they'd done some articles on her, and somebody had said, I thought I'd read that she wore black to show the mourning that she was going through when her husband passed away.
Oh, man.
So it was just something that she always just had.
Everyone's calling her a witch. Probably didn't love it.
There's a good witch.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
He calls me a witch every day. It's not good.
So every time he calls you that, it hurts, doesn't it?
You are an
Virginia.
evil witch.
I like that he's scared of me and thinks I have powers.
I don't sweat you,
Oh,
dog.
you so much sweat.
I do not sweat.
Look at your pits.
I don't sweat the DeQuesta witch for nothing.
So if you got something to add on to here, the spotlight on Wellington here today, Caitlin is on here from Stewart, and you got a story about Wellington for us, Caitlin?
Yes, I was hired in 2012 at a school out in Wellington, and the principal called me at like 11 in the morning. It was my first job, real job, so I was super excited, accepted the offer. I get a text message that night from my stepmom, and it was the link to a news article from the Palm Beach Post, and I'm like, She goes, I hope you still have a job, or I hope you did the paperwork. Well, the principal went on later that evening and was arrested for solicitation of a minor boy.
Oh, wow.
Ugh, the principal.
Yeah.
Did you get the job still?
Yeah, so apparently, because, it was the talk of the town, and everyone, and the AP later on would tell me, he said, it was a really weird day. He called you, offered you the job, submitted your paperwork to the school district, and then he kind of was like in a hurry to get out and kind of told everybody, and then they all kind of just like took an early day when they were actually supposed to work late. But yeah, my paperwork got submitted. I waited until the next week because I knew it was going to be a firestorm, and I called and I was like, do I still have a job? And the secretary said yes, that all the paperwork was submitted. So
Was he, I wonder, was he leaving because he was trying to go solicit, or was he leaving because he knew he was about to get in trouble?
He was leaving to go cruise the playground.
No, he was gonna solicit. He was actually in talks that came out, obviously. He was in talks with an undercover officer, and he went to go meet up with the officer and had like his school badge and everything in the car when they got him.
So weird, man. A teacher that I had that ended up becoming a principal of a middle school got arrested for the same thing. He was talking with the cops, thinking he was talking to a boy. And
unfortunately, that happens. Yeah,
it's crazy. I couldn't because I knew this teacher well my senior year.
Dang.
I was shocked when I saw it.
Yeah,
And he never hit on you?
Looking back, I kind of don't. I think he was. I'm not even kidding you. Looking back, thinking about some of the things he had said, I go, huh. All right.
Did he touch that no square?
No, nothing like that, but inappropriate comments.
Interesting.
Yeah, looking back.
Look at you.
Didn't realize it at the time.
How about that?
You do the story, then you realize you are the story.
Damn.
Wow. Yeah. Huh? What? It's crazy. All right. Well, thank you very much, Caitlin, for that story. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we love juicy details.
Good stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
Another quick story on Wellington. Somebody said, you remember a few years ago when they had that Google Earth noticed that there was a car in a lake behind their house?
Yes.
And they flew a drone over the area, and it turns out there was a submerged car in a lake. It had been there for many years. And when they pulled the car up, there was a body inside, and it looked like the story was that it belonged to a guy who got drunk, went to a strip club, and was on his way home and drove into a lake.
I remember this. I researched that story big time. Yeah. They found another car in a body of water, and I didn't think it was that far off from when they found that one, but it was the same kind of a thing. They had no idea what happened to the person, and boom.
Yeah. So
that just shows you, too, where just sometimes you think someone's been abducted and they are in a body of water because of a wrong turn.
Especially in South Florida.
Yeah, there's so many of these little lakes, mini canals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's just some good stories about Wellington there.
It's a weird story. That one stuck with me because just that car was there the entire time. People would walk by that thing.
I think we're improved that every town has. In fact, people are starting to send me the little stories from their town. Now, like I said, every week we'll get to a different one, but I think every little town here in South Florida has got a couple of those little stories that everybody in the area kind of knows.
They're usually creepy. Those are the best ones.
Yeah, probably going to be it. All right, I'm going to play a quick round of entrepreneur here. What we do is you pull out two words, you got to put them together, and then you got to pitch a product based on those two words. We're going to see who can do the best job here today.
I already know who's going to do the worst. I did not sleep much yesterday.
Oh, boy.
I was up. I was trying to go to bed.
Yeah, you got stuck up in that election coverage?
I was, and then I started going under, and I told you guys earlier there was some douche playing music really loud and revving a motorcycle. Like at
cool.
1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, by me at 2:30, some clown in Toquesta sets off fireworks. I'm like, really?
Yeah,
I was sleeping great, not even giving a crap about the election results. I'm so mad.
We're mad, Kevin.
Oh, wait, how many do I pick? 2?
You get 2. Yep, you get 2.
I picked 1 and thought I was done.
Quit being a grumpy old man.
Okay. All right. See what you get. Okay. I got lotion and vomit.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Okay.
I got juice and bikini, and that's awesome.
Okay. What do you...
I got bed, alien, or alien bed.
Oh, that would work out well for
Oh,
you.
you got a perfect pick.
I think I do. It's only mine to blow, which I shall.
What'd you get, Denny's?
I got diaper butter.
Oh, dude, that's the best one.
Oh, diaper
That's
butter.
the best one.
I'm not hating on diaper butter.
You want to trade me for my alien bed?
Wow. Okay. All right. So you got to pitch a product based on the 2 words that you got. Okay. I will go with mine first. Do you have dry skin? Maybe even eczema? You've tried everything on the market, but still nothing works. Well, now you gotta try Vomit Lotion. That's right, Vomit Lotion will cure up anything that you got, even rickets. When you get something from deep inside your own bowels, oh, how smooth it feels on the skin. Sure, it smells a little weird, but hey, what wouldn't you do to get rid of that eczema? Try Vomit Lotion today. Hurl to your local Walgreens. Vomit Lotion! Okay. Love it. Vomit Lotion. Okay. All right. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Okay, Virginia, you ready?
Ready.
All right.
I am so excited to tell you about a new collaboration between 2 of my favorite companies. Squeeze.com Juices are now teaming up with my favorite bikini makers, and they're making the Juice Bikini. Ooh. Yeah, for the girl that wants to go out and frolic on the beach, but she gets real damn thirsty, your bikini is now made of Squeeze.com juice. Wow. So you can drink it while you wear it, and then you just feel so hydrated, you look so sexy. Get yours today. Juice Bikini.
Juice Bikini. All right. Juice Bikini. Okay.
Could have been bikini juice, but that's a little gross.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. You know somebody out there. That sounds like a misconnection.
It would be a high seller.
You don't want to hang out with that guy that's into drinking bikini juice.
All right, Bird. You ready to pitch us a product here?
I am ready.
All right.
Let me tell you about the alien bed. It probes, it rubs, it's out of this world. Oh, it's for all of you kinky earthlings. The alien bed vibrates as well. Oh, lonely during the pandemic? Don't be anymore. It's time to probe. You know where. Alien bed.
Alien bed.
Out of this world.
Wow.
Take us here later.
How about that?
Sleep Number make that?
I don't want to lose the Sleep Number account. I think I've lost a couple other accounts from last week.
Nah, you're good.
I know, I'm kidding.
You're good, Strawberry.
You can use that setting to see how hard it goes into your sphincter.
Oh, it's good for the lonely people out there during the pandemic.
Okay. All right, Denny's, you all ready here to pitch us a product?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Is your baby getting a little chunky? Through the quarantine, put on a little weight. You got a fat baby. Can't get him into his diaper anymore. Well, I recommend to you the product from the internet called Diaper Butter.
Oh, yeah.
Slide your baby right in. You can't even tell that he's gaining weight or she's gaining weight. Unfortunately, babies are going to get a little pudgy. This will just help you get him into the diaper. Check it out, Amazon.com. We got Diaper Butter.
Diaper butter.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Partnership with Alien Bed.
Wow. Yeah. You imagine eating some diaper butter.
Diaper butter sounds so gross.
So gross.
You made bikini juice sound good.
Yeah. That's kind of a different level of it. Yee. Okay, all right. Suits has got the final pitch today here with Entrepreneur. Suits. He drew 2 different words out. What 2 words did you get, Suits?
I got blender and taco.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Dude. My goodness. There's a lot of possibilities you could do with this. You ready to pitch?
Let's do it. Hey, are you in the mood for a delicious taco? But hey, you got to get to work. You're on the go. You need it to drink in the car. That's why you need the taco blender. Ooh. It's all of the delicious taste of a taco blended into a nice chunky milkshake with the taco blender. Check it out today. This way you can have it on the go.
Taco blender! There's just some things that are really yummy when they're whole and really
I don't know
gross
if
when they're
taco's
liquid.
going to go well in the blender.
You do make me want to do a little taco once there,
Experiment.
though.
Oh. I thought maybe you wanted to blend a taco and see how it tasted.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'd probably
He would do that.
Yeah, I don't think that's an experiment. It's going to be good.
It's more of the KVJ Show right now on 97.9 WRMF.
Well, as we wait to see who's going to be the president for the next 4 years, sad to say, it's not going to be Kanye West. This dude just voted for the first time ever yesterday, and he's voting for himself for president. He's never voted before. The only vote the only vote Kanye's ever cast is one for himself.
I mean, talk about all in.
I've never voted ever. My first vote is for me. That's a guy that belongs in politics. Good news is if you didn't get a chance to vote for Kanye, he'll be back. He conceded on Twitter. He realizes he's not going to win this time, but he did tweet out, well, Kanye 2024. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, at least he knows now he's got to turn in his stuff before 5 p.m. on the deadline.
He did not want to be president.
Yeah. We'll see. Will Kanye be back? That is Gabby Barrett. The song I Hope is going to be performed at the CMAs coming up on Wednesday the 11th in Nashville. She's going to be performing it with Charlie Puth. And this is going to be rather interesting because she is in her 3rd trimester. She is heavily pregnant.
Oh, my. You
Yes.
get it, girl.
Noticeably pregnant. And she's going to be up there with Charlie Puth, who, is a great professional, but they've never even met. And they're going to be performing this song together for the first time.
Interesting.
Yes, it really will. So you can watch that on TV. I believe it's like ABC that might have that if you want to watch it. And you know what? Reba's co-hosting with Hootie.
Reba.
That's right.
And
Yeehaw.
Hootie.
That's right.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm. Them CMAs. Shoot, it's going to be a good time. All right, before we get to the After the Show podcast and another chance to get qualified for that $5,000 in the 5K workday payday. Pick up 100 here in just about 5 minutes. Bird is going to wrap it all up with our thought for the day today.
I'm going to stop until Virginia is done texting.
I was posting a picture of you on Instagram, so simmer down, biatch.
Oh, yeah.
Go check it.
Yeah.
Stop posting pictures of me.
I think you're cute.
Get out.
We all do.
Failure. Something I know quite a bit about. Failure is not fatal, but failure to change could be.
Thank y'all.
You're welcome. I don't know what happened on my
What
mouth.
was that accent?
I don't know what happened.
That was interesting. I like it.
Did you miss a segment from the KVJ Show? Find it on kvjshow.com or soundcloud.com/KVJ Show.